What do you call a census in Aria? A channel lightning tally. Fresh and buds now.
Fresh and
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh and Buds. I'm your host, Tommy Fresh, and you are all my buds. And today I'm very happy and excited to welcome Amy from Smashing Good Team to the show. How's it going, Amy? Welcome. What is going on?
Hi, good to be here. Thanks for having me on again. And yeah, not a ton. I'm hanging out with my cats tonight and just here to talk about some brute things.
Hey, listen, hanging out with cats is pretty cool, and also talking about brute stuff is pretty cool because I want to talk about some brute stuff today, and we're going to get to that. I want to get a little to know you a little bit first, but you know, for those who don't know, Smashing Good Team is a great YouTube channel, and Amy just won a Pro Quest with Rhinar, which is exciting anytime that happens because Rhinar is the coolest, and
Oh, yeah.
you know, we're going to just talk about brute stuff. Is this the best brute meta we've ever seen? It could be. It could be. But we'll see. But first, let's get the origin story. When did card games come into play? When did you start playing Fab?
Yeah. Let's see. So I'd been playing Magic for a couple of years. And then around the time of the Universes Beyond debacle, my girlfriend picked up the Blitz decks. I think we got Phi, Dromai, Briar, and Lexi. And I remember us being on a trip and having a insane layover, 8 to 9 hours. And we just cracked those open and we played on the floor of the airport for the entire layover. And after that we were hooked. We got armory decks. I think my first one was Azalea and she got Bolton. And yeah, we were just hooked from there and kept playing. So
Yeah.
I think the official time is around Rosetta-ish.
That is, I mean, listen, that is a super quick turnaround for a Pro Quest win. I've been playing since Monarch, and I can't seem to get one. But that is so impressive. Now, I think that's, well, first of all, hilarious that the two armory decks you got were Azalea, which the big joke is that the Azalea armory deck is more of a Riptide armory deck because of the cards.
Yes.
And then Bolton's armory deck is, well, call a spade a spade.
It's for Bolton, at least.
Yeah, it's for Bolton. Is it good? That is another question. But now you moved on to the brute stuff, but Azalea, was that not, your thing,
No.
or obviously she LL'd, but
Yeah.
was that the
So,
case?
I don't know. It was kind of an interesting journey. I found myself I really love the core mechanisms of the game, and I found myself trying a bunch of different heroes, and just not finding one that really fit. I ended up finding Zen, who I loved. I feel like that was the first hero that I was this is it, this is awesome. And that was post ban, the really mid-rangey numbers Zen. I loved that deck. And I got that for a few months, and then he LL'd, and I was kind of stuck in hero limbo for a bit. Post that, I picked up Kasai, which was the probably my second favorite deck ever. I still play that a lot, and I was just okay, I'll play any mid-range deck. Let me just get something with some good numbers. And I think it was I saw Shinya playing Rhinar at the Calling, and I was like, what is this man doing? This is insane. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'd seen some Eugene CKMs before too, and I was just like, okay, there's something here. Someone has it. I need to find out what this is. And I picked up the deck right after calling Shizuoka, I think it was.
Mhm. Oh,
And
wow.
put in 300 games or something gross. And did some coaching with Eugene, and yeah, here we are. It's a great deck. Love
Yeah,
Rhinar.
it really is, and I mean that's awesome that first of all, that you just kind of were drawn to like the mid range stuff with the Kasai. Kasai is such a cool deck, especially right now. I feel like Kasai is really good. Kasai had my number this weekend. It was my only 2 losses, unfortunately, but
Yep.
and I was on RKO, and I just hadn't played the matchup, so I was like, okay. I mean, I played against Kasai, but you know,
was it the hatchets list or the normal sabers list?
Normal sabers, and I mean, it was a long day, and I think that even because I played RKO at my ProQuest, made top 8. It's great. My only loss during Swiss was Kasai, and then I made it to the semis, and I played against another Kasai. It was a long day. Yeah. I just forgot the text on Centauri Saber. I let damage go through. I'm like, what am I doing? But it is
that'll happen.
Yeah. But that's awesome that you kind of saw Rhinar and was just like, all right, all in 300 games, let's do it.
I'm nothing if not committed. So
it's what you got to be. It's what you have to be in this game. So now, taking a step away from Rhinar, we'll talk about him a little bit in a second. But when you got into the game, it's not that long ago. You know, how did Smashing Good Team come to fruition and the channel?
Yeah, so I think a lot of that was a big project of my friend Brian. He's the one who's on the channel the most. He does a lot of the kind of listicle style videos and the interviews and all that cool stuff. But it was him, a bunch of the other local Chicago TCG people, basically. A really, really solid community, honestly. And I just played a bunch, made friends with them, and they were like, hey, come join our Discord, join our team. And I was like, okay, sure. And then we started making videos. Brian started to really put out a bunch of those after he top 4 to calling, which was crazy. And I was just like, okay, well, I am going to be playing Talishar every day of my life, just because that's who I am. I love to come home after work and play a few games, so why don't I just record something? I've never done it before, never edited a video or anything like that, and I basically just did it one week. I started the Clash video series where I've been basically playing different heroes every week, which has now devolved into me playing Rhinar every week for the past 3 weeks. But yeah, I just kept going, and I've been putting out those videos every week, and Brian's been putting out a lot of cool shit as well as Summer. Yeah, it's just a bunch of Chicago friends doing cool stuff, basically.
No, that's awesome. And some people say Chicago is the greatest city in the United States. Do you agree?
I would agree. Chicago is the greatest.
Oh, interesting. I have every city in New Jersey ranked up here, and then we'll throw Chicago underneath there somewhere. I do love their hot dogs, but we'll be talking about that soon.
We do have good hot dogs.
Now, in terms of the channel dynamic, how do you guys just decide to upload, or who's going to do what? Is just hey, I record something, here you go, post it whenever, because it seems like it seems a little bit like that.
Basically, yeah, it's just me, Brian, Summer are all making videos kind of independently of each other, and then we're all talking in the Discord and being okay, what about this? We bounce it kind of off everyone, and then go from there. It's we have certain days every week that we just make sure we post something. It's I got Fridays, Summer and Brian have different days, and then whatever kind of is in the discussion at the time in the world, we try to make some sort of video about. But yeah, that's pretty loose, just all of us collaborating together. It's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's first of all, I think it's an awesome way to create content, because it could also take a little bit if you need to take a week to not make anything, somebody else would be making something.
That is the nice part.
Which is pretty nice. Now, the name, Smashing Good Team, obviously based on the card Smashing Good Time, which it's all about destroying items. I gotta ask, do we need more smashing effects in the game so that we can destroy more items?
I would say yes. I would say yes. I need at least two more. Um, Although I do really love Bam Bam. That one's an all-star for me lately.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been playing that in Romping Club, Tough Nut, and that is just
Yep.
that's very nice.
Activating the secret trap card mode of that card is so funny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Even like to be honest, I forgot that that card had text other than the discard text,
it does. It does.
and then I'm attacking with it, and my opponent's like freaking out about blocking. I'm like, "What do you? Who
Yeah.
cares?" And then I was like, "Oh, it
This is
does
three for
this.
6.
It does the same thing."
Does destroy the gold. That's what it's good at.
Yeah, yeah. I will say I played Arg Smash for the first time in a couple of years, I think, over the weekend, and it
How was
is.
that?
I destroyed some gold, which was cool. I'm just not
Yep.
sold on the card. I don't know. It's just like it feels like a
Yeah.
lot of resources just to get rid of some items. But you know what?
It's
I
also a
don't-
maybe, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
It's
just
me,
roll a dice, which is like
Amy. The way I
that's
roll.
scary.
The way I roll,
Yeah.
it's one more than not. But now,
Fair.
speaking of rolling, your
Mhm.
Rhinar run, you won a Pro Quest on Rhinar. That's
Yes.
awesome. Qualify for the Pro Tour with one of the coolest heroes, one of the OGs of the game.
Yeah. First set.
How'd it go? What was
Still
that
here.
like? What were some challenges you faced and kind of overcame that day?
Yeah. Let's see. How was the run? I feel like going into it, I had a pro quest the next day. So I was like, well, I'm probably not going to get there and I'm playing Rhinar, so we're just going to like go into it and like have some fun basically. I was there, I was with all my friends. I was like, let's just like chill, eat some snacks, play some games. Um and the room ended up being like mostly Syndra, and I was like, okay, this
Oh,
could either go really well or really badly. Um and things ended up mostly breaking my way. I play a lot of disruption in my list just because I'm like very much a mid-range gamer. I love blocking a couple cards, paring down my hands, and then like sending, a two-card 7. And sending Strongest Survive for 8 after you block with your Apex Bonebreaker is really good. That clears a lot of decks. Um, and I just did that until I found my blood rushes and kind of did the thing from there. It went really well. Played against a bunch of Syndra. Played against the same Hatchets Kasai player twice.
oh,
That was really scary. But I lost the one in Swiss and then won the one in top 8. Um, and then the finals was against Marlin, which I thought was a honestly completely doomed matchup. I have not won it like ever. Um,
oh wow.
uh, and somehow I did. I attacked with a blue Wrecker Romp, and I won that matchup. So it was great. It was a good time.
Blue Wrecker Up. When the Blue Wrecker Up is attacking, you better be winning. I think,
Yeah,
right? Or it's turn 0.
yeah.
um,
I think it was like turn 1, and I got hit by like a dominated Goldfin, and it was Levi from Minmax, and he made like a bunch of gold. He set up like a ponder. Like shit was like already going badly for me, and I was like, okay, roll scabs, hit a 6. All right, love that. I pitch a blue Wrecker Romp, send my Savage Feast, discard a Sea Legs, and I draw the other 2 blue Wrecker Romps. And I was like, this game's over. So I just played one of them and discarded the other one, and that somehow, got me there. So it was a great time.
wow. You know
I
what? It's
feel like,
funny.
yeah,
My ProQuest, the Marlin one, the single Marlin one, that deck's
really,
a little scary, right?
it is really scary. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell them to play it. I don't want to see it.
I know, I know. It's a little annoying. Now, I think the most impressive thing about your run though is kind of like persevering through the Syndras, because to me, Syndra's like this in this weird spot where I forget who I was talking about it with over the weekend, but it's like, yeah, the whole deck is draft chaff, and then all of a sudden but like Flick Knives it's such a powerful interaction in that deck that
Oh
like
yeah.
it always was, but there were just other things kind of making it tough for Syndra, and now it just feels like Syndra's in such a good spot because of how the meta works out. How do you feel like you had a good plan for Syndra going in, or were you able to just like really, play that perfect mid-range game until the blood rushes to win?
Yeah, I basically like that was mostly my plan. It was just like you only ever want to block a couple cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you only ever want to block like one or two cards. You can give some armor. You don't want to make the game last a super long time, but you need your disruption to line up. So a lot of the times I found myself just trying to like pressure their hand, pressure their arsenal until I got a good enough hand that I could keep, and then I would just use Flesh Bag to send that, and they have no armor to fall back on. They're weak to disruption, and if you were able to like take that 2 turns of tempo by like either fleshbagging them, making them arsenal a card, and then threaten it with like a CNC or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or doing that and then sending a very like big blood rush turn, you can kill them in only a few turns. And so that kind of ended up being my main game plan going into it. And it worked pretty well.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Now, in terms of your disruption, you mentioned Strongest Survive, obviously CNC. I'm assuming Send Packing is in the
Yep.
list as well. Is there any other disruption that you had in there? I heard about some people out there playing Strongest Survive, or not Strongest Survive. Strength Rules All out there.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've been thinking about it, but I feel like, yeah, my list was like, I played 2 CNC. I would have liked to go up to 3, but I just was like, maybe I'll run into some Earth Heroes. Because, I mean, that's part of the reason to bring the deck is like, okay, you're really, really good into the Earth Heroes. Didn't see any, did not play against any in my whole run. Just all Syndra. And so I would have liked to have a 3rd CNC. But I think my list was 3 Send Packing, 2 CNC, 4 Strongest Survives, and 3 Splatter Skull. So very
Oh,
much heavy on the disruption, running
nice.
basically as much as I could.
Well, the funny thing about the Earth Heroes, I feel like all the Verdances and stuff won their early pro quests, and then and then they couldn't play anymore, so it's just all the Syndras left. But no, that's awesome. I mean, congratulations. Do you know what your gold foil was?
Yeah, it was Edge of Autumn, which is actually
Ooh,
like pretty decent.
that's a
Yeah,
good one, especially right
yeah.
now. Holy smokes. That's really cool.
It's
Congratulations.
playable.
Yeah. Playable's what we want out of the gold foil, I think. So,
Very
um,
fair.
we got to move on to your fresh faves, though, Amy. This is where I'm going to ask you some of your favorite cards in the game, and then we're going to talk about more brute stuff. But first, I got to know, who is your favorite hero?
Oh my god. That's so hard. I mean, I feel like I gotta say Rhinar just because I just won my pro quest with him, and Eugene will be mad at me if I don't say that. But definitely between Rhinar and Kasai. Those are my 2 favorites.
Two good ones. Two good ones. What's your favorite weapon?
Favorite weapon? Hmm. I honestly kind of love Talishar. It's so
All right.
stupid. It's a
No,
generic weapon. It's great. I I want to see one more generic weapon in this game, please.
I
I'm very
agree.
interested in that design space.
I mean, I'll tell you what, I play a lot of Riptide, and I, at least once, every time I'm building a deck, at least once, I'm like, can I just forgo the arrows and just play Talishar? Because I'm sick of not having a weapon. But
Fair.
ends up, I panic and chicken out. What's your favorite equipment?
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Ooh. Favorite equipment? That is so tough. What have I been playing a lot lately? I've been playing some Silver Age, and the beaten trackers have just been super overperformers for me. So I'm like, that's my favorite card right now. Just doing that Savage Feast combo with that card is so fun. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
I mean, it's borderline good enough for CC. I mean
Oh
that
yeah,
card is so good, and Silver Age is awesome, isn't it? I'm so
I'm
excited to play
excited.
more of that. Now, what's your favorite card to throw into your deck?
Questions. I feel like every deck that I build, I just start with, all the good generics at first. I feel like I always try to make Easter egg work in every deck because I just like think that card is so sweet. It just like perfectly is the rate um of a good Flesh and Blood card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be Easter egg. I start with that card always.
Yeah, I mean it's modal in a game where the cards are already modal, so it's double
Exactly.
modal.
Very
I love
modal.
Easter egg. All right, now if you were in the world of Wraith, Amy, what class and talent would you be?
Mm, Talent. I think I want to say ice because I'm, from the north here, northern Minnesota, living in Chicago. And for class, that's so tough. There's so many classes. Probably probably something simple. Probably warrior, honestly.
Ice Warrior would
Just
be sweet.
yeah, it would be very cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, something like that. That seems right to me.
Ice is the hardest, I think, talent to balance too. So
Yeah. Hopefully it would be broken.
yeah. Well, Warrior has a track record of not being broken, so
Yeah.
maybe it would just kind of put Warrior over the edge. Now, in your estimation, what is the greatest set of Flesh and Blood of all time by whichever metric you would like to measure
Hmm.
that, whether it's limited or what it did for constructed, aesthetics, the design?
I think I kind of have two answers. For limited, I think my favorite set is High Seas. That was the like one set that I found myself just like buying boxes, playing limited. I was at the US Nats this year, and after we like finished every day, we would just all go to like a spot in the casino and just like draft High Seas all night. It was so fun. Um, so I think that probably has to be my favorite set for limited. Rosetta has a sweet spot in my heart just for like being the first set that I kind of interacted with the game in. Um, but yeah, honestly, probably High Seas.
It's a good answer. I mean, that was. I think that will probably, for the foreseeable future, go down as probably the set for limited.
Oh yeah.
Where when a couple years down the line, someone's like, "I got a box of High Seas. You want to draft?" People will lose their minds. So
Oh yeah. I'm like, I wish I had saved some.
yeah,
Like, I
right?
drafted them all. I
Yeah.
should have saved a few for later.
Oh man. Now let's get on to our main topic. It's more brute talk. We've already talked about brute, but that's all right. Brute needs to be talked
Yeah,
about more, I think.
true.
Right? And I was an old school brute player. I played a lot of Levia, played some Rhinar. Then I went over to Riptide, which in my mind is more brute than Ranger. And,
Yes.
at least aesthetically. But
He's green.
he's green. Yeah, why not? Um, but now that Super Slam has come out, I'm back
Mhm.
on the brute train, big time. I'm playing a lot of RKO. Just love that deck so much. Just it is a mid range like block with a couple cards, send something really huge
Exactly.
value. It's awesome. Now I think right now we have three, and then maybe you can argue four, but I'm going to say we have three brutes that are, I think, meta viable We're seeing them get some wins, at ProQuest this season. And those 3 brutes are KO, Armed and Dangerous, obviously the most powerful one. Rhinar, thanks to you, Amy. And then we're seeing KO, Underhanded Cheat, get some wins here and there too. So I think if you're snagging wins, I think you're somewhat meta viable. And I think the last time we had this many, or probably at least a majority of the brutes be viable, was the heavy hitters meta when KO, Armed and Dangerous, and Leviah were really, really cooking. Leviah's in a tough spot, I feel like, since Art of War left. But do you think this is the time for brute, and then we'll see it continue to grow here?
I hope so. I think that it is in a relatively good spot. Just like due to the inherent class variance and like skill expression of each person, like results vary so widely. You get so many different like play styles. There's just a lot of ways to take all the decks. So I feel like there's not as many people working on this class as others, and so it doesn't quite get as explored. But I do think that there's a lot of good options, right, that are like out there right now, and Brute's good. Play Brute.
Yeah. Well, starting with like KO, Armed and Dangerous, clearly was always at one point doing a speed run to LL, and then Part the Mistveil came out, and everything changed in for KO and also for Flesh and Blood in general. And basically that set doesn't exist anymore in CC. So, kind of seeing the tools that KO, Armed and Dangerous got from Super Slam, definitely got a nice little boost. And then Rhinar got the nice little boost as well. I think looking at things like Strongest Survive is a great example. And then, I'm not sure if you're playing Buck Wild, but I'm seeing a lot of Rhinar's playing.
I'm on one, but it's once we get the new blue 6 from the Armory deck, I think that we can play a couple more, maybe 2 to 4, and maybe even play the new Brute gloves, because I'm excited about those too, but having one blue 6 is not enough to consistently activate them.
Yes.
Resources are tight already.
Yeah, they definitely are. And then finally, KO Underhanded Cheat, I think, is a pleasant surprise, because on its face, that deck did not seem like, initially it would be like, okay, it's a weird ability. I'm sure it's fun and limited, yada, yada, yada. And then you just kind of like see, Mocking Blow is insane. And then it can also just run the 2 for 8s, right? So that is...
The 2 for 8s is so good. Those cards are insane. Why didn't they give us another one? Thank God they did. But
it is. It's nice.
Disrespectful.
We're not going to complain. So you got those 3, and then the 2 that are not really what I would say is meta viable or relevant are Leviah. Although Leviah can win from like time to time.
I think she got a win. I think she got a ProQuest win.
Yeah, I think so. Which is more than Tough
she
Nut.
Got one.
But
Tough Nut.
Oh man, there were
him.
2 Tough Nuts at the ProQuest on Saturday for me, and I was like, I wish I was that brave. I have the deck built right here, and I'm just like, I played a lot of Tough Nut. I was like, I'm gonna be a Tough Nut main, and I was like, well, nobody's playing Guardians, so I can't really play Tough Nut.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, if it's ever the Guardian meta, it's actually the Tough Nut meta. So you got that to look forward to. I'm like, I have all the cards too. I'm waiting for the time. But yeah, man, trying to block Masco and Momentum when you only have 3 cards in your hand is an unfeasible situation. You can't.
You just can't. It's so tough. And like at one point it's Tough Nut. It's at one point you're just looking at your hand and you're like, well, it's time to give up the equipment. And then once you give up the equipment, you're done. And then the Cinder's like,
you're so done.
Yep, you're just done. So unfortunately for Tough Nut, I think we still have some time. Probably needs a little bit of a boost via a expansion slot. But Leviathan will probably get there. We're probably close to Monarch 3. It could be the next set.
True.
Now,
That would be cool.
what are the strengths of Brute right now? You mentioned, the meta kind of being favorable for those 3 brutes that are kind of like high value, from mid range to aggressive.
Yeah, I think that it is in a way a numbers format. The decks that are winning are decks that can kind of cheat that. So like Syndra is a numbers deck. It just has 5 int sometimes, which is, cheats the numbers. Verdant's also a numbers deck. It just is 1 turn ahead of you at all times because of Stormstriders. And Florian is a numbers deck that gets more numbers later. So I think that if you are able to play some like good mid range, have a couple like spike turns, you can beat most anything, and Brute is the class that can do that well. You just have to like try to manage your variance as well as you can along the way, and then I think you're really set.
Now, how do you feel about the Gravy situation? Because I feel like Rhinar could probably just, go super aggressive against Gravy and not let them set up.
It kind of depends. I feel like post Tipple ban, that matchup is much more reasonable. It is also, I've been running Balance too to help with that matchup. So it ends up kind of being like a balance fight where it's like you draw 2 cards, I get my like 6-card Blood Rush hand, and then you get to hit me with a 6-card hand, and it's like, okay, who's was better? So that is still like a tough matchup. There's a lot of times where Gravy just like falls over, like they don't get gold, or they don't find allies, or they draw their opening hand and it's 4 allies and you send 15 damage and they're just like, okay, I'm dead. And a lot of the other times they get like double chum or Sawbones chum and you're like, I can never beat this. Yeah. So it can go either way, I feel like, but you at least have 2 claws, so it's pretty easy to clear the lower health allies. The only like actual problem ones are like chum. So yeah, it's manageable, but depending on how like the Gravy opponent's variance goes, kind of determines what you're able to do.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, over the weekend, shout out Cody Williams from the Runaways podcast, played against him. He was on Gravy, had bad variance in the beginning of the game, basically couldn't play Gravy for the first couple turns.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was too late, right? It's just,
Yeah, it was just over.
Yeah, I'm sending mocking blows for 10 every turn. So, like, they're just...
Oh.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
Yes.
That kills you.
Yeah. So, now the weaknesses, I think... Brute has always had weaknesses. I think that's part of the charm.
You know this.
of the class. Right. High variance, for sure, which can be mitigated. And then also, some issues with, like, I think Syndra, at least for me, feels like a weakness right now. But, you clearly proved that wrong by playing a really, having a great game plan for it. What would you say some other weaknesses are for the class in general right now?
Yeah, I feel like just card pool is like a little smaller. There's also not any like real talented brutes. Like Levi has the shadow talent, but the shadow talent kind of doesn't count. And Reviled, I don't know if that doesn't have a wide enough card pool yet to be like its own thing. Not having access to any of the elements, definitely hurts Brute. I definitely think that a lot of the generics that you would want to play that you don't get access to, like Sink Below, Shelter, like playing all the 4-block D-Reacts, that is a huge weakness of the class, is just not being able to play those and being a mid-range deck. And yeah, there's more, but there's also not that many. I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah, well, it definitely has to break your way, and
Exactly.
I do think that people, especially right now, are definitely prepared for brute. They kind of have to be, right? Like,
Yeah.
that
Everyone's
is
got their balance.
got their balance, and then there's just some matchups that can, like, can just really break against the blood
Totally.
rush. And, like, if they can disrupt that blood rush turn, it becomes very difficult because that's pretty important. And then, like, all it takes is for, like, KO Armed and Dangerous to have one or two turns in a row without inherent go again, and the deck just feels so anemic, and
True.
and a lot of decks can take advantage of that, and I think that's the case. And for, I mean, from what I've been playing lately with RKO, it's like, well, sometimes they're gonna be able to manipulate the health advantage enough so
Yep.
that you can never get up on life. And once you're down on life in that deck, it's winnable. I think it's winnable, but you have to play a completely different
It's
game plan. So
very tough.
yeah, yeah.
I played a couple games. I played a couple like RKO games on the channel like a week ago, and I was like, I feel like the hardest points were when they just like blocked out whatever I was doing, and I got like a 4 or 5 card hand to convert, and I was just like, oh my god, I have no go again. I
Uh-huh.
have to roll scabs,
Oh
and if I
yeah.
don't, I'm gonna IP5 and pass, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like that
It
stuff is rough.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. And that should, but that is also just it's just more variance for the class, which is fine. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
if it wasn't, people would be complaining. I mean, I remember when, way back in the day, when KO Armed and Dangerous came out and people were calling for the
Yeah.
scab skins ban. Listen,
Yeah. That's so
I
crazy to me.
I understand that if it could feel bad to lose to lose on a die roll as yourself,
Yeah.
but it also could. I understand it could feel bad to lose on a die roll when your opponent gets the good die roll. I understand that,
True.
but that's just what the clash is. It's like, this is
Yeah.
a game with identity. So that's Brute's identity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now,
I no. Yeah, I was gonna say it's so crazy to me because I feel like I started kind of like around like Rosetta and Mistveil, so I missed like the times of KO being the best deck, and I was like, "What are you guys talking about?
yeah,
There's no way."
it's like aggressive. Like, it's definitely could win
It's
some
like
games,
fine.
but yeah.
Yeah, I was like so shocked. I'm like, "Have you guys seen Aurora or like Enigma? Like this
Yeah.
is that's good."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean,
So
Runeblade just being a thing was,
like good.
yeah, very, very tough for Brute in general. But now the only Runeblade is, well, there's, Vincent could be probably difficult, but, like, Florian's not
It's
doing the
fine.
traditional Runeblade thing now.
No.
We have Worlds coming up in the great
Yep.
city of Philadelphia, where is apparently associated with golf, and with the Rhinar promo.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure
That
that
is
one out.
awesome.
And I already, last week
I
I
want
complained
that so
about,
bad.
it's so cool. And last week I did
It's so
complain
funny.
about the regular ones, that the diner ones that they're doing, which New
Oh yeah.
Jersey's known for diners, not Philadelphia. But that, what, I'm not going to rehash it, even though I just did. I'm
Yeah.
not thinking about
It's
it.
different because it's a hero that I like. So when I
Yeah.
like the hero, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. So, we got Worlds coming up. How do you expect Brute to perform in CC? I guess LL.
In CC.
I mean, I
LL,
guess,
I don't know. You could play Berserk KO in
yeah,
LL.
kind of
That's
cool.
fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. I definitely think that KO will be probably the most represented brute. I think that there'll be probably 2 to 4 people on Rhinar, if I had to guess.
Hmm.
And I hope that they do well. I saw a lot of KOs not converting super well, um, even though the deck is kind of positioned pretty greatly and is like very strong. So I'm hoping that that will change when it comes to Worlds, but also kind of hoping that it doesn't because I
Hmm.
really don't want Mandible Claw to go. So
Yeah.
I think it'll do okay, is where I'm landing.
Yeah, well, based on the Armory deck, I think they really want these Rhinar players to play Romping Club. It's like, just play the Romping Club. Um,
They
but
really want me to. I'm gonna
yeah,
try, but I mean, come on.
I mean, Romping Club Rhinar is like the classic mid-range Rhinar. So, like,
It's very sick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, like, it would be cool to KO to win. I think they desperately want Mandible Claw to go away. Personally, it's just
Probably.
it can get old quick, the Blood Rush Bellow claw thing, and
Yeah,
it's hard to create new
that's fair.
identities, and I think they did a good job with Tough Nut and RKO, and kind of like taking a step
True.
away from that, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm hoping that the Brutes have a good showing. It's a little tough because I think Verdance will probably be the deck everybody expects a lot of. So
Hmm.
I don't know if, people are going to look at decks that just beat Verdance rather than Verdance being the actual deck, right? Because I feel like Verdance
Yeah,
you can go toe to toe with as a brute, but
totally.
I don't know about some of the other decks. So it should be interesting. Now,
Hmm.
I want to ask, we talked a lot about the good brutes. We
Yeah,
mentioned the not so good brutes right now. They are good in our hearts, but Tough
in our
Nut,
hearts.
Levia, right? What do they need in upcoming sets to really kind of put them in a better spot where we can maybe be having this conversation differently next time you're on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Tough Nut, I feel like he needs some more power in the like blues and yellows, just to, like enact his game plan. Um, something other than like the charm.
Mm-hmm.
If he had like one more card that was like a little higher power level than what is the like 0 for 6 block card that he has? Um,
Good natured
good.
brutality.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. I'm like, that card's great. Yellow 2 for 6, but it can also block 6. Like, that
Mm-hmm.
card's awesome. I feel like something in that vein that is more like flexible offensively would be really good. Um, he just needs like ways to convert his hands, and ways to not die to like ninja style decks.
Yeah, I think like I know that they want a rock to be. I mean, it's clear rock is it's just good. It's viable and Tough Nut, right? Like
It's
you can
playable. Yeah.
play it, and that is the
You
coolest
can't
thing,
play it
right?
anywhere else.
Yeah, we all tried to do it in other decks, and you're just like, oh man, what are we doing here? But um, I think a revered weapon would be nice, and I think they're waiting on the revered and reviled weapons
Yep.
because obviously we didn't have them in the limited environment, so you know
Yes.
clearly like a deck like RKO is going to need a replacement for Mandible Claw,
Yes.
and Ballbreaker and
I'm
Mini Meat aren't really it.
It still says like instead of saying no signature weapon, it says question marks by
Yeah.
RKO's weapon. So I'm like, are they gonna reassign Mandible Claw? Please do. Please do.
Yeah.
Uh that's like my tinfoil hat theory. We'll see if they do it. We'll see if they don't. But he should get something. It'd be nice if all the Super Slam heroes did because Lyeth needs one really bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Platy's got one because of the Armory deck, which
Yeah.
was nice. I don't even know if she really plays it that much, but
I think she still just plays Titan's Fist.
yeah, yeah.
Or like a Nothos or whatever. I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
not a Guardian player. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're the antithesis of a Guardian player. You're trying
Yes.
to beat them.
It,
But yeah,
it's
so
true.
I would like to see Tough Nut get a little bit of a different kit for the weapon, and then
Agreed.
also something to deal with the super go wide mask of
Yeah.
momentum stuff.
Like he needs like I know toughness is all about blocking a tall attack, but he needs like some sort of like calming breeze style of effect where it's like
Mhm.
block one a few times. If
Yes.
you pitch this or some shit. I don't know. Just spitballing here. LSS.
Well,
Uh
the one card, I'm already blanking on the name. I love it. It's one of my favorite cards in his kit. Is the yellow 6 that has ambush if you control the toughness, and then you clash, and if
yes.
you win, you give minus to
I can't remember
whatever.
all the names of his cards because they're all
Yeah.
different. It's like no hero stands
Golly.
alone.
No, yeah,
I
no hero
think it's
stands
called?
alone. I mean, it's one of my
Okay, okay,
favorite
okay.
arts in the set, but
Got it.
yeah, no hero stands alone. And I wish, like, I understand that you can like block pretty efficiently against something with that card in that chain
Mhm.
link, but I wish it said the next chain link gets minus or whatever. I think that would have been
That would have been better.
a nice way to do it. Like, I
Or like
think the best thing
target
they,
chain link.
what was that?
Just like target chain link.
Target.
Any other wording. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing that, he has is like disarm, I think, the one that puts
Hmm.
something on the bottom. And then I guess the blue one, disperse,
Dispersed.
which is also a good one. But, it's tough nuts in a tough spot. But now let's talk about Leviah
True.
briefly.
Yeah.
What does
I
she
am
need?
very interested in that hero. I like when I was starting my brute journey, like that was like where I started. I saw Shinya and I was like, okay, this is awesome, but I know Leviah is cool. People like Leviah. Let's see it. And I played a few games and I died to Blood Debt like so many times, and I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And then I started playing Rhinar.
It's not for the faint of heart,
Uh,
I'll tell you
no, why can't I attack with my cards? They're in my hand. What do you mean
that.
I need all these cards in my graveyard? Yeah, no, great time, cool hero. Needs something else though.
Yeah, the Art of War ban was really kind of like, I think
What did her
the
in?
yeah, did her in. It was so important, and there was so many good cards that she played. The Shadowpede, which is a one for
Yeah,
6. If it was banished from your hand, you get to
bug.
play it. I mean, it's like
Very
2 card
cool.
combo with Art of War. So I
I
hope they
wish that they
print.
would have made like a painful passage, the Vincent card.
Oh
If
yeah,
that had just been a shadow card, you could play
yeah,
that card again. I'm like, you guys missed the perfect opportunity. It was right there. You just had to not put Runeblade on that.
yeah. Why? What is it? Why
No,
wasn't that just a shadow card? I
I don't
mean,
know. But that's like that's what she needed was that card.
yeah, yeah. Um, I guess they probably would have had to put a cost on it, right? And then maybe with whatever. Just do whatever you gotta do to make Leviah good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they like
You
torturing
got to get her out of
Leviathan.
here at some point, right? She's got to LL eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I
Does she have
mean,
points? She's got points.
she's got points because she had a moment during the heavy hitters, um,
Okay.
and had a little bit of a moment after Dusk Till Dawn. Um, you
That
know,
makes sense.
like that was when she got a lot of the kit. She got the demi hero. Um,
Uh, okay,
so
that's where that came from. Okay.
yes, before that, you just had to not die. that was
That's
that was
crazy.
that's when I played Leviathan. And then she got the demi hero. I'm like, this is too good. I gotta play something bad now. So, that's
Yeah,
my problem.
it's definitely a class where it's like if you play this class, you're like, I want to play bad heroes like a little bit.
Yeah. Like I still want to pick up Tough Nut and just be like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he's great. I love him.
yeah,
Am I bringing him to any event that is at all serious? Probably not, but
probably not.
he's great for the armory.
Yeah. Now we'd have the Rhinar Armory deck coming out. It's clearly going to supplement Rhinar with that blue 6. But do you think it will supplement any other of the brutes with some of the cards we've seen? We haven't seen all of it. It's all beat chest stuff for the most part. But um, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that the new like the kind of the piece that was missing from like the beat chest kit was like a power card
Hmm.
and the like red like what is it, bear destruction.
Yeah.
Like I think that might be it. Comboing that with like Savage Sash and a Beast Within or Sea Legs or even the new Blue Six, like you can do a lot of damage really, really fast.
Yes.
I feel like especially like if you can arsenal one of those at any point, whenever you draw your blood rush, you can just like crack sash, start with that, like beat chest, and just go to town. Like it can be like a 2-card 12, basically. I think on a blood rush turn, if I did my math right. Um, Card's really strong. Very excited for that. There's also maybe some like play to the new boots. Um, Instead of scabs, the like agility token boots.
Hmm.
Um, in like an agility club style deck. Um, it's definitely something I like want to look into and see if those are playable.
Yeah. I mean, I think with all
Yeah.
the beat chest stuff kind of and I think it's in the deck too, but like Massacre stock kind of goes up, and
Oh yeah,
I mean Beast Within stock is already up, so that's
that card's so good.
and Sea Legs. I mean, but Massacre really is the one that I kind
I
of
should
look
have
at
said
because
Beast Within is my favorite card. I
oh
should
yeah.
have said that.
Oh,
That card's
well,
so good.
listen, next time. Um,
Next time.
but yeah, I'm excited for the deck. I mean, we don't really know what the meta's even gonna be like. It's gonna be post Worlds. They
Hmm.
could do a ban announcement after. We don't know what's
Anything
really
could
going
happen.
on. But one final
I
question
think there's
before
some
we.
good stuff in there.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. Beat chess is an awesome underexplored mechanic from heavy hitters, I would say. So glad to see they're really giving it the old college try here. Now, one more question before we get to listener questions. Are we ever going to
Hmm.
go to the Savage Lands in a set?
I really hope so. I think that would be sick. I want to see. I want to see an all root set. Or just like yeah, get some more info on what it's like there. We don't know a ton.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. They say they were gonna do it ever, or did we just all make that up collectively?
Well, I don't know if they ever said it, but I felt like at one point they were like, "Yeah, we're going to go to every region. It would
Yeah.
make sense."
I mean, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
They better.
yeah. I
They
think
have
they're
to.
having a tough
I need it.
time on the lore side of it because we know that they have culture in the Savage Lands.
Yes,
They need to shape it out. I really do because they do have to nail it. Personally,
I would agree.
yeah, because there's a lot of talk about these orc type beings in fantasy always tend to be like these mindless brutes. We can't have that.
Yeah.
We need like some
No,
real society. So
we do. That would
yeah,
be ideal.
yeah,
I'm like, please
I
nail it. Please do good. If you do
yeah,
it, please do it
please do
well.
good.
So-
Yeah. Now, we have some listener questions. These come from the Buds Discord, which is free for anybody to join. Please check it out. It's in the show notes below. First one comes from longtime listener, longtime caller, Darth Prentice, aka Greg, who asked, "What's your favorite generic card? Bonus points if it blocks for 2." And then also, who on Smashing Good Team is the best dancer?
Oh my god. Okay. I think favorite generic card. It does block 2. Has to be Mischievous Meeps. I love that card
Yes.
so much. It's so sick. I want it to be played in like every deck that I can put it in. I want to play it in RKO really bad. I think it could go there. It could go there. Um, and then best dancer. I have no idea. I know it's not me. Um, I'm gonna have to guess either. I'm gonna guess Summer. That's my guess.
Summer, you got big shoes to
Yep.
fill. You heard it here first. Now, next question comes from Capolo, who asks if Rhinar would get a talent in the future, which one would it be?
Mm. I've gotta say Earth.
Yeah.
I feel like that would fit his vibe and his play style. Um, and that's what I want him to get. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean that card pool's a little crazy, so it would be insane, but I think well worth to see what would happen and how soon things would get
exactly.
banned.
Fair.
Next question comes from Sigma, who has two questions.
Hmm.
Which we kind of answered a little bit of the first one, but if you want to elaborate, what led you to go with Rhinar, and how much did your training with Eugene C influence your deck build? And then also, are you bringing Rhinar to the Pro Tour?
Um, let's see. Yeah, a couple questions. Uh, I feel like yeah, what mostly led me to Rhinar was trying out a couple of the other brutes. Ended up on him just because it felt the most fun to play and kind of like the most like rewarding in a way. Um, if you're able to like kind of get the gameplay loop down and figure out the ways to manage your variants, like you can do some really, really insane stuff. Um, so it felt like I got a lot out of putting a lot of work into it, which that's always what I'm looking for when I pick up a new hero, basically. And then yeah, no, I did a few coaching sessions with Eugene. I had never done that before, and I would say it like helped a lot. I feel like I took an advanced like stats course basically. It was super super cool just to like get some insight into the way that he builds decks and plays them. And yeah, I did. I took a lot of inspiration from that. I think that the real way that I like differ from him is that I'm a little more cautious of a player, I would say.
Mm,
Um, I don't have the risk like tolerance, I guess, that he does. Um, and so I pivoted my list slightly towards being a little more mid-rangey, but still having that like super explosive plan with all the cheetah cards. I'm playing Nimby. I'm playing the blue Nimbleism. Like I'm doing that thing, but I'm like I need some more CNCs and some more strongest and stuff. Like I gotta just cover all my bases here. But that's like more the direction that I go.
yeah, that to learn from someone like Eugene, you know,
It's
we've
great.
we've
Yeah.
seen what he does on stream. A
Oh
little
yeah.
crazy.
You should definitely if anyone's interested, you should definitely check out his Patreon and get a coaching session from him. Like it is worth it just to like get an insight into how he thinks about playing this game. It's very very cool.
Hmm. Now, are you bringing Rhinar to the Pro Tour? Is the other question.
Ooh. Okay, so yes. So I do have an invite. If I go, I'm probably doing it. I'm probably doing it. I'm like this is the first deck I've won something on, so I'm like I'm gonna commit now, I think. Uh I think
Nice.
that I've played a bunch. I feel good into most of my matchups. Like unless something drastic happens between now and then, I'm on it.
Sounds good to me. And then William from the Table Pit stole a question from Sigma and asked, "Is the current Rhinar pool enough for you? Do you think LSS does enough to raise the floor of the class, considering the high ceilings are not that common to achieve?"
Yeah. Uh hmm. I think that they're starting to. The new blue 6 does a lot. Um going down from like what 21 misses to like 19 is does do a lot, but I'm like we do need a little bit more if we want to see him like actually push through and hit living legend one day, you know. You're gonna have to push him a little bit. He's from the first set
Yeah.
and he's still here. So
hmm
that's my opinion. I
I
say we could do a little more.
I think eventually, like it looks like the Arcane Rising heroes are almost all gone. And then they're gonna look at the Welcome to Wraith heroes next, and
Yeah.
then they're all gonna be pushed out. But Amy, this has been a lot of fun. It's a great episode,
Yeah.
I think. Thank you so much for coming on. Can you please plug everything you'd like to plug?
Yes, yes. Thanks again for having me on. It's been a blast. I just want to shout out Smashing Good Team. You can find our YouTube channel. It's Smashing Good Team on YouTube. I don't think we have a Twitter or anything. We just like all have our own. Um, and then I've got a deck tech, and like I did like a fun paper deck tech match recap gold foil opening video that is out now for members, but it comes out for free on Friday. So check that out on the YouTube channel. And yeah, I basically just want to shout out all my Chicago friends in the Flesh and Blood scene and my team, and that's about it.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. You all can continue to find me on Blue Sky at freshbudspod. Check out the Buds Discord. It's a great place to hang out. Fresh Juice, an indie game podcast I do with my cousin. That's weekly as well. And Patreon. I'm ramping up the Patreon. I got new Talishar sleeves on there. And then still a bonus episode every week where I talk about everything that I feel about the things, all the controversial stuff. I'm sure this week will be about LL because we didn't even touch it. And I don't want to touch it.
I'm good. Yeah. I have no opinions on that.
Yeah, I have opinions, but not about playing it.
Exactly. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody wants to know those opinions, Patreon's where to go. Now, I end every episode talking about food. Chicago's a great food city. Hit us with some food you want to talk about and say goodbye.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the city, you should go to MCCB, Modern Chinese Cookbook. Get some dry chili flank steak and a cucumber salad. That is the best meal you can find in Chicago.
Sounds amazing.
That's what I got.
And with that, we don't have time for Charmer, but I'm sure we'll get to him eventually. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everybody. Stay